My name is Kanas, and I'm a typical Hong Kong girl. For any typical Hong Kong girl, the first thing I would like to do is to introduce you to my boyfriends. Yes, you heard it correctly. I said boyfriends. Plural. Because I have two of them. Yeah. So, here is the first one. His name is Stephen. And here is the second one. His name is Calvin. Yeah, say hello to other people. Okay. So, they are the best boyfriend every girl will wish for. They always stay with me, and they are very strong, and they will never argue with me and talk back. And they will do whatever I ask them to do. And most importantly, they are not just carrying my handbag, they carry me. Yeah. And now you're thinking, wait a second, they are not boyfriends. They are just crushes. I'm used to think of them as just crushes too, because if you haven't noticed, I'm a disabled. I born with a limb disorder, which means, well, I need crutches to walk. But over a number of years, the way that I have come to view my disability and my crutches has completely changed. And now I would like to tell you the story, how the change happened. The truth is, when I was young, I didn't want the crutches. They made me different. I don't want to be different. I'm just wanting to live normally, walk normally like you guys. But I couldn't because of my disability. At times, that made me sad. I felt I'm more limited than other people. While that moment, which I thought, why had this happened to me? It's not fair. Why me? Why not you? Inside, I'm used to pretty myself. I guess you would say that I felt inferior than other people. The inferiority was there when I first started school because I went to a special school for people with disability, which was emphasizing to me that I was different from other people. While at the school, however, the first thing happened which made me change my view on my disability. It happened because something one of my teachers told me, which I've never forgotten. She said, Kanas, if you don't want to be a victim, if you want to live with dignity, yes, you can. It's in your control. All you need to do is to work as hard as you can. That's the kind of thing a teacher would say, right? Because it's a bit typical of Hong Kong school in that sense. But finally I decided to follow her advice. After all, I have nothing to lose. So I began to work hard, and it pays off. I finished the top of the class, which isn't saying much, because there are only 8 of us in the class. Oh, yeah. So because of my grade, I have the opportunity to move up and then to study my A-level. So in order to study my A-level, I need to move on to study in a normal school, because in those days, there's no A-level program in the special school. So here's a new challenge for me, because suddenly I was in a bigger class of 30 students. 30 students with 60 students in my year. All of them are normal, except me. So I'm still feeling the difference from them, because I'm the only one using crutches. So I'm still using the same approach that my teacher taught me. So I'm still work hard and then study well And finally, I also finished the top of my class too. And I also got the entrance ticket to study in the Hong Kong U. Yeah. So it was at this point I began to realize something interesting about my disability. You see, one of my classmates who didn't have the disability were easy to get distracted in the library. They would get up and walk around and not study. But I couldn't, because it's an effort for me to get up even with my crutches. So I prefer sitting there. Since there's nothing to do, then I keep on studying. So I begin to realize that my disability is not always that something prevents me from doing things. It sometimes enables me to doing things that normal people couldn't. It sometimes as an advantage. Sometimes urge me forward. From the moment on, my perception of my disability changed again. I started to use to positive effects. I let it become this force within me, urged me to push back every obstacle that was in my way. It's become the driving force to say, I can do it, and I would do it well. So I no longer wanted to be normal. I just wanted to be me. But here is the stranger part. As soon as I adopted a new mindset to accept my disability, I just realized something, how the society, especially Hong Kong society, perceive disabled people. I would watch TV, and every time there's a program about disabled people, it would start with the same way, with violin playing in the background. Have you realized that? Why always violin? I will tell you why the violin is playing. The message is, look how much a victim this disabled person is. And look how brave she is for doing something that normal people can do. This began to annoy me. Because they set the bar so low for people with disability, this conveys the message that I am a disabled person. I'm not capable of achieving something that normal people can achieve. But I'm just come top of the class of 60 people. I felt I'm pretty capable. I just want to raise the bar as high as possible. And this even made me more determined to be the best that I could, to take on any challenging was presented to me, and also to push back any boundary as far as I could. So when I went to the university, the Hong Kong U, so because of my disability, I was encouraged not to join the orientation camp and not to leave the hall of residence because it was too difficult. But my response is, no way, that's exactly what I want to do. And I did it. And I met different friends, and I learned independence, and I do what other students like when they went to university. And on my course, every student will have the opportunity to study abroad for a year. And many of my friends can go off to other countries on the other side of the world. You know what was suggested by my father to me? Go and study in Macau then. Macau? Are you kidding me? You think that I work so hard just so I can go and study in Macau? Oh, no way. I finally went to UK, but that was really hard on my parents. They worried me a lot, but I was very determined. And I learned a lot when I was in UK. Especially I learned that I like traveling a lot. Instead, I'm a typical Hong Kong girl. And I also try to do something that I was not allowed to do in Hong Kong. I'm trying the zip wire and the high bridge in UK. And it was a time to find a job. It was hard to me too. At first, while consider applying for a position, I would try to ring the company and tell them that I was physically disabled. The company would try to use different excuses to reject me. So later I learned smarter. I tried to apply lock calendar, and it's turned up for interview. But when I saw the interviewer faces, I could see what they are thinking. I could see their violin playing in the head. I could see what they think that how brave she was, but she never got a job. I eventually found a job. However, through the contact, I was in an internship. I was given a 3-month contract working in the HR department of a bank. 3 months to prove myself. And I did it. I still have very determined mindset. So my contract renewed and I become the permanent. And I moving on my career ladders on specializing in HR. And I joined the current company that I work for. It was an insurance company. And I have been there for almost 5 years now. It was in my current company, I perhaps to make the most important discovery about my disability, which completes the change of my mindset. You see, many companies, like lots of companies doing, working through a restructuring. There's lots of change going on. So, lots of my colleagues felt very unsettled by the whole thing, and many of them decided to leave the company because of what was going on. In my HR department, in fact, everyone left. Our family left. So, I was sitting there one day in a big empty room with lots of empty desks around me. I'm beginning to think, oh, all of these people left because they cannot cope with restructuring, because they felt unsettled of the change. But I can cope. I have my 2 boyfriends to support me. I have the ability to work hard. I can manage the change. I'm the only one to stay here. Yet, I am the one society got disabled. I am the one who's a victim. I am the one with the violin playing in the background. And at this point, I realized that the gift that my disability has given to me, it has given to me the gift of resilience, the ability to cope, to face down, to overcome the challenges life put in my way. That's the greatest gift at all. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at a disabled person, don't always think how much a victim they are or how brave they are when they accomplish something that when the bar sets so low. Encourage us to raise the bar. Encourage us to be all that we could. Encourage us to push back the limits. Encourage us not to make excuses. Give us the opportunity to stretch ourselves. That's how we can build our confidence. That's how we can gain control over our lives. That's how we can change script and push back the limits. Most of you, when you see me here, standing here with my 2 boyfriends, I definitely don't want you to have violin playing your heads. I want you to have rock music. I want you to think of me smashing a guitar on the stage to the heavy metal. I want you to think what she will doing next. Because, who knows, I may surprise you. Thank you.